Where to start? Hello everyone. This is kind of a different video than I promised the last time. And the reason is, this is kind of an explanation again. And before you ask, no, nothing major happened to my setup or anything. This was a personal one. If you follow me on social media or figure out that during the past few months, my family and myself have experienced a devastating and very long goodbye to someone that was close to a lot of us. This was my grandmother. And I understand, like, oh well, that's sad, and we're sorry for your loss. But in this case, I lost more than a grandmother. I lost a person who actually took care of me when I was really little, as a baby, believe it or not. That also goes for my aunt, who's still around, and a lot of our family. Believe me when I say this is kind of the hardest video I've had to come up with, because you can't. It's gonna pop up at the end of my Let's Play for Red Dead, and the reason it is because during the re-recordings and the proper filming beforehand, we were experiencing what we considered to be close to the end. My grandmother beforehand was a long time smoker, and she had battled cancer. She battled it, I think, for about a good several years. I think she was first diagnosed maybe in her early 70s, late 60s, if I remember. And she had to go through chemo. A devastating process that I wouldn't wish upon anyone. And luckily, at the time, it was benign, so it was at least controllable or treatable at the time. And it worked its way up to the point where it went to remission, which again was amazing.
Mary Beth.
John? John, is it you?
How the hell are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Abigail, is she?
She's well. Jack's growing up.
Sweet boy.
Not anymore. but he's okay. How are you?
I'm well. I write now. Silly romances, but it's fun. Oh, it's such fun.
Do you?
My pen name is Leslie Dupont. Sort of French, sort of ambiguous. Well, the books are unambiguously awful, but they sell.
Good for you. I'm so proud.
I still think about you all. That was quite a time.
Yeah. Arthur saved my life before he passed. I don't talk about him much, but I think about him.
Me too. And Dutch?
Ran off someplace.
All aboard!
Such a shame.
Last call!
Oh, anyway, John, I better get on my train. It was really lovely seeing you. Oh, here. It's for you.
Thank you. Take care now.
Bye!
But the thing about it was, the whole devastation, the whole process of it, caused her a lot of physical problems. She couldn't breathe on her own anymore. She had oxygen, which close to the end kept running out, or we somehow got bad luck with machines.
Easy now.
She was somewhat delirious in a lot of ways due to the lack of oxygen. But she kept strong, and she kept herself going. And the thing about it is, a lot of us were prepared for it, physically and mentally at the time. Everyone kept telling me to be prepared for that, for when it comes. And the thing about it is, when you think about someone you care about, you don't think about the end. You don't process that little bit of knowledge. What you process from it was that this person you know, that you've known for half of your life, is going to be gone. And to everyone else, then it's like they're understandable, but it's just, I don't know why for me it was harder. And I'm not gonna say it wasn't as hard as my grandfather, who was married to her for a good long while and treated her so well. I will never ever imagine the devastation and what he goes through. This is hard. This was a hard way to even come up with. I didn't even know what to really, if I should put points down or have a reason, but the thing about it is, when it comes to things like this, we don't, as humans, I believe we don't want to think about it. The idea of losing someone close to you. We want to bury that idea. We want to fake or pretend that in some way they're going to keep on living long after we're gone. Like they're going to be the survivors and we're just not going to see it coming. And sometimes people will surprise you with that, which is usually something amazing. But that's the thing. We pretend that to be the case. Like, we will never lose anyone that we care about that has been there for us for years to come, and will be here long after we're gone. You don't want to think of the ones we love being gone forever in a way that you won't ever physically get to see them again. We don't want to think that we want to hide ourselves. We want to suppress that. Keep thinking everything's going to be fine. We want to stay ignorant to that, because when you think about it, or at least when I think about it, it's this rush of information. You don't wish to go down that path. That's even without my medication for antidepressants. If I were to take anything away from this experience, I would say that talking and spending as much time with those you know won't be around forever is a blessing in disguise. Tell them that I would want you to be able to tell them that you will love them, that you will always want to be there for them. Never for fake a reason why you can't show up or a reason you can't talk back to them. And for me, this is just as much a pep talk to everyone else about this as it is to me, because I've screwed up in a lot of places like this on my own. Make time, find time, create it, because you probably will never know when it'll actually be their time to go. Because we never do. It's like, the thing about it is, everyone, when it comes to their time, we want to have a dignified way to go.
Mister.
Anyway. John Marston? I don't believe it! I thought you were dead.
Pearson, what are you doing here?
Welcome to my store. How can I help you?
Are you serious?
Yeah! Beats the old butcher's table, doesn't it? So what can I get for you today, sir? How the hell are you?
Pretty good. Got some land in Great Plains. Trying to get a small ranch going.
Really? Wow, good for you. Staying out of trouble then?
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm trying.
Who'd have thought it? John Marston. Wow.
We want to be remembered at our best, at our peak level of who we were to our friends, our family, these people who know us for long amounts of time. We don't want people to see what we look like at the end. And we don't wish to be there for when it happens. We want to believe. We want everyone to believe that people pass quietly, and we get that wish sometimes. I know she did. She went the way she wanted to, which was in her sleep, in her bed, next to the man she loved for longer than I can ever imagine. Surrounded by her family. In the back of my mind, I feel like it will always be a case of not being able, of always thinking that there was more I could have talked about.
John Marston.
Miss Tilly.
That's Mrs. Tilly to you. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm well. Well and happy, and I miss you and Abigail.
She's well. Jack's well. All is well, I think. I never thanked you for what you did.
Oh, there's the trolley. I still think about all of you all the time. My life, it's different now.
Mine too. But I still see a bunch of Charles and Uncle and Sadie. So not quite so different as Abigail would like.
I married a lawyer. He's a fine man. We live in a house.
Us too.
I'm sorry, I've got to go. I'm late, but can I write to you and Abigail someplace?
Yeah, we're up at Beecher's Hope over in Great Plains, West Elizabeth.
I'll try. Be well, John Marston.
Which I feel like anyone will say. Anyone can tell you that. There's always got to be a feeling. Like, there could have been, like, more things you could have said, or more things to talk about, or things you never got to discuss and wanted to know more about them. But you never do. You never get that chance. And you'll always kick yourself, because when you don't. Oh, your English is fantastic. Great job. When you don't get that chance, it haunts you in a way. Because you can't reverse time. You can't go back and make that time again. It's gone. It's disappeared into the ether, and you will never see it again.
Hello, girl.
It's just something that we all have to deal with as a species, that we need to be a little bit more open to everyone.
Excuse me.
Lunkheaded fool.
Hello? Didn't I meet a long time ago? I don't know. Arthur? Arthur Morgan? Oh, yes. My name is Rangeful, and I'm Jim Milton. John Marston. Oh. Is Arthur, he passed away Long time ago. Oh, I'm sorry. He saved my life. He gave his. That doesn't surprise me one bit. And you? I know you had tough times. Well... My people aren't really a tribe. We're just a bunch of families, I suppose. But we're in Canada now. And it's, What are you doing here? I don't really know. My son, I suppose. Oh, he fell.
I know. I'm sorry. I've got a son. I'm very sorry.
Oh, it was a long time ago now. Well, it's good to see you, Mr. Marston.
And you?
That we need to be able to say that we can't just ignore the ones that have been there for us for years. That we must spend a lot of time like it's going to be their last when we know that it needs to count. At least in my case. I don't know about anyone else's. I'm not. Again, take this as face value as the main point is to try to make time.
Hello there. Can I help you?
I think you knew a friend of mine. A fella called Arthur Morgan. Came by and helped you with some hunting and skinning probably 7 or 8 years back.
Yes, of course. Or I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for him.
Unfortunately, he passed soon after.
I figured he might not have had long left. Such a shame. He found me at my lowest point and he lifted me up.
Glad to see you're doing well, ma'am. He wrote fondly of you.
Oh, I couldn't be happier. Listen, it's a long way out here. You're welcome to take whatever you need from the house for your travels.
No, that ain't necessary.
Please, I have everything I need and more. But he gave me the ability to survive. And now I'm writing. Any friend of Arthur's is a friend of mine. Please take something. It would make me happy.
Well, that's very kind of you, ma'am.
Don't waste it. It's something that I regret. I will always regret. Among other things, but as far as I'm concerned, making time will be the only thing that matters. I love you, Grandma. And I'll miss you. And I know a lot of people will miss you too. Oh my god. I don't know how to end this video. I guess it's ramble. Other than at least thank you for listening to me ramble, or thank you for listening to me rant, or rave, or whatever you want to call it. Just thank you. And with that, I'll just say, see you next time. Bye.